Today we're talking about underplanting your roses with different plants. This is sweet Elysium, or Elysium I think, and it's just a lovely white flower and doesn't go bigger than this, and it's a great companion for underplanting roses. And the reason for this is it keeps the bush interesting, especially if you're in a pot and you're between blooms, so the pot is not just empty with green leaves. You have this lovely color. It's so pretty to look at, isn't it? All the different colors. And this is thyme. This one gives purple flowers and it smells great. The thyme, very nice lavender flowers, and begonias as well on the planting. And they don't crowd the roses out or anything, but it just makes it look nice. And also the second most important thing is it gives shade, so your soil doesn't dry out completely, especially in July when it's extremely hot. It provides some shade for water retention, very, very important, and protects the roots. And because it's thyme, to be honest, you don't get bugs in there because thyme is very strong smelling and it smells nice, but bugs don't like sitting in it, so you don't get anything sitting under there. This is Emily Bronte rose, and they've got some poppies on the side as well. That's in another pot, it's just next to the rose, so it all lends very nice color. And this white Elysium is really gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. I've got lots of bud coming for my Emily Bronte. This is another pot and I've got thyme underneath this one as well, a different variety of thyme, and it flowers well, smells gorgeous, and I haven't noticed much aphids around, to be honest. I've also laced my roses with sweet pea, so again, in between blooms there's something to look at. And this other pot I have petunias, but petunias going there in purple, some sweet pea as well, and on the side, on the ground but close to the roses, there is some salvias, and all these help to keep certain bugs away from the rose, and it doesn't overcrowd the rose, to be honest. The roses do very well, they don't compete. In this spot I've got more thyme, and I've got some sweet pea, and of course some begonias as well. And aren't they lovely? Look at the color on that. You see, so as the roses are not blooming, oops, I broke one. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? I kind of use this as a replacement whilst the roses are not blooming. Such a beautiful color. These are double cascading begonias. They're tuberous ones. There's some geraniums, there's Jack Frost in a little pot. I need to transplant it. But also you can have little pots underneath your roses with smaller plants. And you can always take the pots out when you want, but they will still look nice and help give ground cover shade. And those big geraniums are really pretty. And in front of the rose pot I've got other plants. Yeah, I've got this plant in front of the rose pot. There are petunias and a couple of other ones as well. Makes it look really, really pretty. And in this other pot I've got some other types of ground cover. That's like an evergreen ground crawl, and you can see the soil helps to keep the soil moist, so it doesn't just dry out, especially if you're not mulching. It's like a living mulch, and it definitely doesn't compete with the roses anyway. In this one I've got another type of pseudium. It's again a ground cover pseudium. It's area, much spacious, but again it helps to keep that soil covered up, moisture retention, and it makes it look interesting. I've got another type there. It just gives it a nice cover, a nice green cover instead of the brown mulch, and just covers the base of the rose very nicely. Just a different look to container gardening, so you can do loads of styles. In this one I've got begonias overgrowing, they're all cascading double ones as well. And I believe this plant is this is a climbing rose, by the way, in the spot, and the base is all covered. And this rose is James Galloway, and I've also got some sweet peas running at the back because they all bloom at different times, but it keeps it interesting, so there's always something to look at. And here I've got Eden again, it's the same. I've got begonias at the bottom, and these are first year, so they haven't grown much yet. And this is a nice rose bush. Again, I've got some pansies growing in between, and then I've got some lavender running down the middle. Just a mix. And it's in between blooms, by the way, this rose patch, but again it looks gorgeous even without the roses. You can see the lavender, you can see the yellow from the petunias and pansies, and the purples.